Timeout with Donovan Jackson.
The usual thing that we go through when we go through the off season is, oh, who's going to go here? Who's going to go there? The quarterback carousel that's about to happen in the NFL is going to be
Yeah, it
outrageous.
is.
It's gonna be
You
wild
go down the
this
line
year.
of teams that who actually have a quarterback who is going to play next year is like what 12 teams, like 15 teams maybe. The half the league is gonna switch. Half the league. And if they don't, they're going to let those draft picks that Carolina, Atlanta, all those teams that are going to draft QBs, they're going to stick with their guy. And then they're going to do the thing where they shoot the rookie on the sideline sitting there with his helmet on. You know how that goes.
Yep.
So this is going to be wild. There's going to be so many quarterback changes.
Is Lamar Jackson
I wish we had one, but we're not going to get rid of this.
So
I'm happy you said that.
Jackson's looking for a deal. Everybody's thinking though that Baltimore's going to tag him.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
I mean, for me,
would.
if I'm Baltimore, and I fucking hate Baltimore, for me as a fan, this is my mindset. If I was in charge, you just keep tagging them, and then eventually you let them go. I mean, this guy can't stay healthy all season, and it's because of how he plays. It's not that he's just deficient as a human being, as an athlete. It's just the way he plays. We saw it in Carolina with Cam.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lamar.
Fair, though,
obviously, I'm going to give credit to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is 10 times the football player Cam is.
But Cam Newton took a lot of cheap shots when he was playing too, though. You have to factor that in. Like the refs would never call like late hits on him or like high hits to the helmet.
Yeah, it's a different NFL.
Yeah, that is true.
I feel like all the QBs that play like he did or play like he does, you're gonna just crumble, man.
But that's my thing. These guys just can't catch Lamar. The only time I see guys catching Lamar is whenever they have him contained in the pocket. I don't see them catching him in the open field. I don't see to where Cam, if he was caught in the open field because he was a linebacker, he was a fullback who could throw the ball. He's looking to take those hits. He wasn't looking to get cheap shotted or anything like that. It's just that wear and tear on his body and getting hit so much. I mean, I don't even know why I'm defending Cam Newton because fuck him. He didn't jump on that ball.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But,
I look at that play all the time, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Lamar's going to be interesting, but I see Baltimore giving him a new contract, a big one.
Yeah,
and me as a Pittsburgh fan, I'm excited.
So you say a tag. What do you say?
I'm saying he's going to re-sign with Baltimore, but historically, other than Joe Flacco, Baltimore has never really been good to their quarterbacks. The one before, who was it before that? Was it McNair? Was McNair playing there in Baltimore?
Yeah, he was, but that was at the tail end of
it
his
wasn't.
career.
It wasn't right before Joe.
That was in the 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember they had McNair, Jamal Lewis. They had who's the cornerback's name? They had
was one of my favorite teams.
Yeah, they had a really good. Chris McAllister was a cornerback. They had a really good team back then. But yeah, I don't think they're going to give him the long-term contract. And I'm not sure in football if you could put like stipulations in contracts and stuff, but like
you can. They did it to Kyler Murray that he can't play Call of Duty.
Yeah, Ben Simmons should.
That's another interesting. Like that's going to be more so for the draft and then afterwards. But Kyler Murray's situation is going to be interesting.
I think with Lamar Jackson, they give him like a 5-year contract, but like let's just say just start a number, right? This is not the number they're going to give. Let's just say 100 million, right? And they'll say like 50 million guaranteed. He's not going to get a full guaranteed salary.
No.
We've seen the injury history of the past 2 years, but this dude is a playmaker. He's the closest thing to Dante Hall we've seen since Dante Hall has played. This man cannot be tackled in the open field. He's a great thrower. He can still pass. He's still a great pocket passer. He led that team to a 15-1. Was it 15-1 or 14-2 record? Unfortunately, they lost in the first round of the playoffs to I think the Browns. But he deserves a contract, much more so than many other quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
So I think that obviously you guys have seen that the quarterback salaries have like your baseline of money that you're giving your quarterback a year is you're looking in the 40 million a year range.
Yeah, easy.
You're going from 35 to 40, and that's that's to pay somebody who's like mid-range to good.
You can blame your
Like,
boy.
let's not look at the Aaron Rodgers contract because 50 million is retarded. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you look at Russell Wilson's 48, Murray's 46, Watson is 46, Mahomes 45, Allen's 43. So you're looking in the 40 range. I don't think that Baltimore is going to give him what he wants, which makes me believe he's going to go somewhere else. Where he's going to go, in my head, you want to give him you want to put him somewhere where he's going to succeed. Because, like, who's he throwing? Like, right now, his top receiver is Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I don't know why they got rid of Hollywood Brown.
So his top receiver is Mark Andrews. So you put him in almost any other situation, he has more weapons immediately. First of all, the guy has no running backs. Gus Edwards is a beast, but he's a downhill runner. He's not an every down back. Yeah. He's not. Hill's not that good, right? His name Justin Hill, right? Justin Hill.
I believe
that's the other guy that was playing, and Dobbins. Dobbins is hurt. Whatever.
Fuck Dobbins. He went to Ohio State.
Yeah. So you put him in a situation like Detroit. You put him in a situation like Vegas or something along those lines. He immediately gets more weapons. I like Lamar Jackson a lot, but I do agree with you guys. Like, the way he plays, those guys don't end up having long careers. So if I'm a GM, yeah, I want to give him $45 million a year. But how much are you guaranteeing a guy who's going to get hurt?
What about this one here? And this thought just occurred to me here. I don't know.
Can I add one more? Can I add one more thing onto that?
Shoot.
Your main issue here is that since Lamar's been there, the only time you ever bothered getting any skill position players at wide receiver was Hollywood Brown, and you gave him away, which I had no problem with. I think he was overrated anyways. But what are you doing with that? Are you signing veterans, bringing them in? Are you bringing in? Are you drafting these rookies? And they're not. They're just not bringing them in.
Well, they drafted Bateman, and he wasn't what everybody thought he was going to be. So.
Yeah, I mean, so
I think Hollywood is a very good what he is now, 2 or 3 guy. He's a very good complementary wide receiver. Everybody said that about AJ Brown. Then look at what AJ Brown did. Like, they were like,
to me, he kind of reminds me of like a little.
Can he hold up in Tennessee? Because he was the number one. He was like, oh, okay, I'm a good complementary wide receiver. Let me go to a team and show you how good I am. And he did that. There's guys that we think are good number ones or good complementary guys. And you got to see where they get. Like, Hollywood Brown's a good 2 or 3 guy. He's not that guy where you're going to throw him on a team with a bunch of scrubs and be like, don't worry, he'll be open.
Nah.
To me, he reminds me.
Sometimes he'll be open.
He reminds me of an Emmanuel Sanders. That's who Hollywood Brown reminds me of. Just a little faster than Emmanuel.
He's the other guy.
A great
Emmanuel
2 or 3.
Sanders is he's a great. His whole career,
dude. Pittsburgh back in the day, Pittsburgh back in the day had this was their receiver room in Super Bowl 45. Antonio Brown, who wasn't a starter, Mike Wallace, starter, Hines Ward, starter, Emmanuel Sanders, Jericho Cotchery. Dude, you had and there's a couple other younger guys Jericho was awesome that year. He was my favorite receiver they had, dude.
That team,
because whenever they swiped him from the Jets,
even better.
Oh, that Super Bowl still haunts me, dude. But anyways,
they swiped him from the Jets, but the Giants swiped Plaxico from the Steelers. So, I mean,
yeah, that was a win-win. But Adam, where were you going at?
I was gonna say, what about Lamar Jackson to the Giants, dude?
I don't.
I mean, is it worth it at this point, messing up a scheme that you built around for Daniel Jones to bring in the superstar?
Jones. I don't think
that Jones is the answer. I think he's a.
He's not bad. He improved a lot this year.
He's not terrible.
Wide receivers.
He's not terrible. Do I believe that you should build a franchise around Daniel Jones? No, I don't.
No, I don't think.
Why not?
He's been.
I don't think he is a good. All right, let me put it to you like this. I think when it comes to,
I don't think he's that good either. I just don't. Why don't you think they can build a team around him?
When it comes to the NFL and like read option playbooks and option playbooks, first of all, if you want to learn, this is going to be horrific, and I might vomit by the end of this, but I'm going to compliment Philadelphia a lot tonight. So if you want to look at an option playbook, there's who you look at. Yeah. Big Dick Nick has done a fantastic job of running a playbook that's fit for Sanders, fits for Hurts. He's got good wide receiver blocking. Daniel Jones is a really good read option quarterback. He's very good, which is a good thing to have. But now you have to incorporate the RPOs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to incorporate that stuff. And can he throw 20 to 35, 25 to 30 passes a game? I don't think he can consistently.
Every now and again, he's good for that.
Pretty poor decisions. Yeah, every once in a while, he makes pretty poor decisions. He's got the size and he's got the speed. If he becomes a better decision maker, I say go for it. But like, it's hard to like. Do you extend him fully? Do you give him a couple of years to see if he can prove himself? Brian DeBoer is a very smart man.
That's, in my opinion, right there, that's the coach of the year.
Yeah, 100%. And
whether
what's your future look like
a
with
fake
Barkley,
season or not?
That's the coach of the year right there.
And how do we judge Daniel Jones on throwing when you name me the entire wide receiver core for that team?
Kenny Galladay, who doesn't
it's
even
absolutely awful.
Shepard tore his ACL.
Could you imagine being
chosen
in New York, Kristaps Porzingis style, where everybody's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah.
And then coming into a team, and then your wide receiver is, what is it? A year after they signed him, they were like, "Let's give Kenny Galladay, who was a solid one receiver for a year, let's give him $60 million." And then the guy sucks, and then everybody's like, "Is it Galladay? Is it Jones?" No, it's Galladay.
It's Galladay.
So give Jones one receiver, give him a decent receiver, because Sterling Shepard is very good. I like Sterling Shepard a lot. And the other kid that they have
to stay healthy, dude.
Too, the younger kid, not Shepard, the other guy.
Yeah, the one I don't even know his name. That's how irrelevant he is. But he was playing. Good
and Richie James did well this year, but these are guys that have no name. Like they're not. So go out and get Daniel Jones help. And if I see that he has a decent tight end, which they haven't had in a long time.
They fucking had Evan Ingram, and they just let him go.
They just didn't know how to use him.
I don't know what happened with that.
Evan Ingram's numbers were terrible in New York. And then he goes to Jacksonville and tears it up. I mean, that's on New York.
I think that you give Daniel Jones a good receiver. Let's see what he can do, because I may be judging him on not being a good throw of the ball, and he might be. He just has no receivers to throw at.
Listen,
you got Barkley behind you. You got the tree trunk of legs behind you, Let him run the ball 15, 20 times, but can Barkley do that consistently without getting hurt? That's the other question.